Welcome everybody to Savage TV. This video is going to be for tattoo artists, service providers, videographers, photographers, like-minded service industry providers. If this is not you, go ahead and swipe off because you won't get anything from this video. But if this is you, go ahead and stay tuned in. Hopefully get some helpful information. Most of you guys know I'm a tattoo artist. I've been tattooing for about 12 years. Been doing this. It's been a great ride. It's given me a lot of freedoms, given me the life that I live now for the most part, and it's allowed me to be an active investor. Had I known what I know now back then, I think I could have probably saved myself a lot of time on my career, instead of just trying to figure it out. So here's what I did, and here's what worked for me, and what might work for you might be different. What might work for other people might be different as well. But this is how I reverse engineered this process, and I believe I'm one of the few people that at least been able to document it, put it on video, as well as talk openly about it, and how in just a few short months, your career can really take off. I, like most people, started out at a street shop, doing walk-ins, booking 2 or 3 appointments a day, and very long hours. At least in my case, I owned a couple, actually I've owned a few different studios. It was just like 6-7 days a week grinding, bumping out as many tattoos as I could, right? Sometimes I wouldn't leave the shop till midnight, 2 in the morning sometimes. I just knew that I always felt like there had to be another way, because I always felt like I was just chasing the next tattoo, trying to do as many as I could, while other people were charging much higher premiums, and I wasn't there yet. And I just, for some reason, thought if I do a bunch of more small tattoos, or I pump out as many of these as I can, I'll just, eventually I'll get to those pieces. The truth is, those pieces never do walk into the door. So what I did is I reverse engineer it. So I told myself, as well as a lot of tattooers out there, I think a lot of us are really talented. It's just what comes through the door, the designs, the stuff that people are asking for, doesn't give us the creativity or the free reign to be able to really design those one-off pieces that are just gonna really make your stuff stand out in a world of sameness, right? Everybody's doing the same thing. So that's my dog. I sat down and I said, look, if I can do 10, maybe even 12 really badass pieces, what would those pieces be? What would they look like? And I chose to do back pieces mainly because of the flat, obviously it's a flatter surface and it's really large. And I just wanted to do something that really just wowed people. While everybody was trying to do sleeves and forearm tattoos, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do something different. It's gonna be a little bit more work, but I knew that eventually it would pay off. So what I chose to do is I picked a number like 10, it could have been 12, and I said, I'm gonna find me micro influencers, attractive people, could be Instagram models, whatever. I'm gonna reach out to them, and I'm going to say, hey, look, this is what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to design this one-off piece, and I'd love to work with you. The truth is, most people were on board. There were a few people that were just like, no way, that's way more than I could ever commit to, whether it was the pain or I just don't want to tattoo my body like that, and I was like, totally understandable, no big deal, moved on. But for the most part, everybody that did see the design work, they were in, and we were able to make the commitment and move forward with it. So it really worked out. The canvas, make sure that the design is going to fit well. So you just got to really take time throughout the whole process to make sure that this is going to be a good hit. So what I always tell people is, don't worry about the money right now. I don't care if you got to do the tattoo for free. If you got to work out some really, creative compensation package, maybe at a discounted rate, do whatever you have to do. But again, this is for people that are trying to gain traction, that are maybe just not getting through, or are not putting out the pieces that they know they're capable of doing. Or a lot of times it's like the people don't want to pay for me. Then just do the work first. So take your time. If it's a back piece, leg piece, sleeve, whatever, just take your time, really design the piece, redraw it, scrap it as many times as it takes so that it's perfect. Because once it's perfect, then it's ready to go on the skin. It doesn't matter how many sessions it takes, just take your time with it to make sure it's perfect, or as close as you can be to perfect to the best of your ability, right? The people that are viewing are gonna see the final result. They have no clue. They don't know how long it took, right? So just think about that, because when you're positioning your day rates, you know that, well, it could have took 4, could have took 6, could have took 8, right? Every piece is different. The way I look at it is, when I reverse engineer it, now I have people that were inquiring about that piece, like, oh my God, that piece, I've seen it everywhere. Instagram liked it, the algorithms liked it, now it's trending. But you just wanna make sure that it's something that's different, something that's gonna be eye-catching. Make those videos less than 1 minute, make sure the caption is intriguing, put some music, just make sure the shots are good angles, well lit. Just Google some photography skills, videography skills. It doesn't take much. You don't need expensive cameras. You can shoot it on your iPhone. That's perfectly fine. I've shot plenty of content on iPhone that does a lot better than the stuff that I have $5,000 equipment with. So those back pieces, on average, book me anywhere between 6 to 7, sometimes 8 appointments a month. And you figure, like, that's gonna be for the rest of your life, right? You can repurpose that tattoo, that video, as many times as you want, and those pieces are timeless, right? Because if you look at the industry, there's still people that are way far behind, that are still tattooing old repetitive stuff, copy and pasting, right? And that's what you want. Again, you want to be different in a busy, overwhelming world of sameness. I did the math. I said at $3,000 a session, you figure 6-7 sessions, that's an average of $21,000 a month on average. Video, I know there's a lot of tattoo artists out there that, again, are where they're at now is where I was, and I was stuck for a very, very long time, and they're probably looking at my word thinking, like, how do I get there? Hopefully this information is helpful to you. Thank you for tuning in.